It's another episode of Harriet's Florida Kitchen. I'm Harriet. This is my kitchen. And here's Florida out the window on a beautiful spring day. Right, today we're going to make homemade pasta and also fettuccine al burro. Now, this is very similar to fettuccine Alfredo, except that al burro is what people really make in Italy. And Alfredo's wife had just had a baby in about 18 or something. And she wasn't doing very well, so he decided he would enhance the usual fettuccine al burro that he served in his restaurant in Rome with more butter. Of course, why wouldn't you? That would make her feel a lot better. And so and he did. He enhanced it with a lot more butter, and so it became famous. It became famous because Douglas Fairbanks and Mary Pickford ate in his restaurant, and then they took it back to America, and it became famous. So I am not using the classic Italian version of al burro because I love this one. It's another of my favorite old cookbooks, and this is from a series that again, Life magazine, Time Life did. And this was a series of countries. This one is called The Cooking of Italy. And I think you can probably get it now online for about $2, or £2. Anyway, it came with a big book with great pictures and great stories and things like that, and recipes. But it also came with a little sort of handy user book. So I use it all the time, and this is where I get most of my Italian recipes, unless I get them from Marcella Hazen, who's another big favorite of mine. So today we are going to make the pasta recipe that's in here, and we're also going to make the fettuccine al burro, which, as I said, is not the classic one, because this one does, you really just use, you use butter and I think a little olive oil and a little bit of nutmeg, and that's about it. This one adds cream, which I like. This one also adds truffle, which I don't have. So instead of truffle, I'm also going to put in it just a scrape of nutmeg, which is more classic, and the Parmesan cheese, which you use in all of them. So, but we're going to start by making the pasta. Now, this is the coolest part of all, and you may or may not have ever done this. So, our friends Pete and Susie gave us this wonderful pasta maker when we got married. She's over 43 years old, and we've had a lot of practice. We've often made pasta together. As you can see, it is not in wonderful shape, but I keep it in the same box so I know what it is. You take it out. I also keep it wrapped in plastic, because it's kind of tricky to wash it, because you use flour, and occasionally do run water through it, but boy, do you have to let it dry forever and ever to make sure that you haven't gummed up the works. Literally gummed up the works. Okay, so here I'm going to show you you can do it any place in your kitchen, but you do have to have enough space to, let me get out some of the old flour. You have to have enough space to be able to put it in and take it out. So I am thinking that this is going to be a good place for this. And so you put it on, you use this little handy thing. What's it called? Screws it in, clamp, and you make it as tight as you possibly can. And I can't remember from the last time I did it how far out, but I'm pretty sure that I like to have it. Is that good enough? Nope, a little bit more. Let's see, it really does need to be tight. Okay. Going to do it without messing up my cabinet? Yep, it is. All right, so nice and tight. And this is the handle, just on the outside. Now, I have an electric one. I think I might have mentioned at some point that some great friends of ours gave us, as a baby present, the pasta attachment to the KitchenAid that they'd already given us when I made a wedding cake for their wedding. Not something I've ever done before. Just did it I've done it twice. Don't think I can do that kind of thing, says I can't. So I'm going to show you how this pasta maker makes. I'm sure you how we make pasta, but now we've got this set up. It's ready to go. All right. Now we get the ingredients. And for this one, it makes about 3/4 pound of pasta. So we're going to put in 1.5 cups. I'm going to show you how to do this. Right. 1.5 cups of unsifted. Not sifted, unsifted flour. Remember, it has everything to do with the right measurement. So we'll put this. This has a great lip on it. Okay, that's 1. And here's 1/2 flour. And goes. And you can do this. A lot of people like to do this just on their counter. You put this in kind of a, put it on the counter, and you make a little hole in it. And into that, you put what we're going to do, which is 1 egg, which I don't have, just a sec. Okay, I have the eggs now. So it takes 2 eggs, not 1. And we're going to have to separate one of them. We're going to do a whole egg and then the separated egg. I'll show you how to do this. So obviously, an egg, pretty easy to do. Right into the well, we'll put it there. Throw that in the sink. Now this is the separated one. All right, so there you separated egg, and then we're going to use the egg white, not the egg yellow. So we're going to separate it. Just slide it from shell to shell like that. Yep. And put in that, and then I'll use that for eggs tomorrow morning for breakfast. Just 1 egg, but mix it in with some others. Okay, so this can go in here. There's the egg white in with the regular egg. And we are going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Again, I'm using extra virgin olive oil. And that goes in, okay. And that goes 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay. And I'll do that over a bowl, so any extra, definitely don't do it over the actual thing I'm cooking. Okay, that is a teaspoon of salt. Perfect. Okay. Now, it calls for also a few teaspoons of water. I'm not going to put that in just yet. Okay. Just to mix this around. Now I have already washed my hands, so I'm ready to do the hands part. Okay. I'm just going to put just a little bit of water in this. Now, if you're going to have it, you're going to have to keep adding the water so that you make sure that you have, that it's the right consistency to roll out. I'm also going to put some flour on, you see, yeah, on the pasta machine. Yep, just a little bit. Okay, now, okay, this is getting to a point where I can turn it out onto my counter. Again, a little bit more flour on the counter, I think, and a little bit more water in here. This is so irritating, I know, when you're trying to learn how to cook something and somebody goes, just a little more of that, just a little more of that. But if you can just watch and you can see where we're trying to go, don't put too much water, always add it a little bit at a time. But it has a lot to do, you know, you can't necessarily say exactly how much water, because it could have something to do with the time of day, not the time of day, it has to do with the humidity. Now, I live in Florida. Florida's a very humid place, but you might live someplace that's less humid, and you may not have as much humidity as we do, so you might need more water than I'm putting in, or I'm going to put a little bit more in. There we go. Now the eggs are not yet stirred in well. You can see them, never a good sign. So we don't want any yellow streaks in our pasta. All right, kneading this just like we do bread. Yep. And this, just put it out on the board. Just as if it were a sponge. Okay. Yeah. Get some of this off of my fingers. Yuck. Okay. All right. And what we're going to do after this is we're going to get it so that it's in a nice shiny ball. And then we're going to let it rest just a little bit. Because one of the things I've learned is that when I start out and I do this, the first group, the first ball is always just awful. It separates, it breaks up, and the second, and then I go, finally it's okay, because I put it through the machine enough times that it gets softer and softer, and of course it actually ages. That's the whole point of it. There's some more on the counter, I'll get that up, okay? So then the second and the third ones work beautifully because they've had that much more time to rest. So this recipe says that you knead the dough on the floured board, working in a little extra flour if it seems sticky, or a little water as you saw. And then after about 10 minutes, the dough should be smooth, shiny, and elastic. So you're going to wrap it in wax paper at that point, or you can put it in saran wrap or cling wrap, and let the dough rest for as much as 10 minutes before you start to roll it out. So I'm going to do this. I'm probably not going to make you keep looking at it. Well, so that you see all these pieces can just come right off of your finger, go right in the dough. That's just fine. Okay. Now this is going to make just about enough for 4 people. Because remember, the pasta sauce that we're going to put in there is rich. It's lots of butter. But if you wanted to double this or triple it, it would be fine. It just does not screw it up. Okay. Now it's getting nice and smooth. Keep kneading, rolling. Okay. You see what it's doing? It's getting a little bit, it sort of has a sort of a rough look. But the more you do it, the more it pulls itself together. I guess glutenizes itself or something. This is definitely, none of our recipes are gluten-free. I'm sorry about that, but I don't really know how to cook gluten-free. So that's not something, you just need to watch this for the fun of it, but not necessarily to eat it, if that is a situation you're enduring. All right? Now, a little bit more. Not happy with that just yet. Okay, that should be fine. Now, I am going to break. Oh, you know what? I'm going to let this sit like this for about 10 minutes. Wrap it in wax paper. Don't refrigerate it. Just set it aside and it'll be fine. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes with the next step. Okay, now it's been sitting for 10 minutes and we are going to turn this down. And this is the exciting part with the cookbook out of the way. And here is where we will experiment a little bit with where the best place is for the camera for you to see this. So because I've got this on the end of the counter, I've got a stool down here to catch it just in case, which of course I've Cloroxed within an inch of its life. So here we go with the dough. Okay, turn it down like this. Now, break it up into 3 parts. Make it easier to do. Each of these, this will be like this. This will be like this. Push this back a little bit. Still see more. Okay. That's like that. Okay. This one like this. Now, do a little bit more of this. Almost can't handle it too much, unlike biscuits. Some of you will know biscuits are scones, which the more you handle them, the worse they are. You practically have to do it with a robot hand. All right, these are going to rest a little bit. Now this is going to, you're going to say, oh, this is so embarrassing. This is not working. Because invariably, the first one is rough. So this has different sizes on it. So the first size is the biggest and the widest. Got a little bit of flour on it. So we're going to smash this out because it's going to go through this machine. All right? And maybe a little more flour on it. Great. Okay, let's put a little more flour. Now, I'm going to go through like this. And it should kind of do horrible breaking up things, which it's not supposed to do. Oh, I can't believe it. I let it rest long enough. It's actually coming out okay. So I'm going to do one of those. And then I'm going to double it over again. And I'm going to do another one. A little more flour. Put it here, okay. A little more flour. You don't want too much flour because it'll definitely screw up the texture. Okay, and now we put it through here again, and we do it pretty gently, and it comes on out. Oh, you know, I'm kind of disappointed that it's not breaking up, because I wanted you to see that's not the end of the world if it breaks up. So I'm going to now put it on number 2. A little more flour. Okay. I just want to say the best person with this is my friend Susie. Susie and Pete gave this to us as a wedding present 43 years ago. And Susie still is the best at doing all of this. We're going to double this up again. Put this into this. Right. And many a time when they've come down from where they either lived in Seattle or where they lived in Milwaukee. Now it's doing, see how it's screwing up like that? That's good, that's perfect, so I can show you. Okay, we would just cook together. We would make pasta, and our children would run around, and then we taught our children how to make pasta. It's just a great action dinner. It's just lots of fun to have wine or beer while you make it. Okay, so that's pretty good. You know what? Still a little bit rough. I'd like it to be just a little smoother than that. I think it'll be better, so mash that out. Okay, a little bit of the flour. Put it on here. Okay. And down it comes. And then in a second, we're going to put this on. Nope, it's still breaking up some. Good. Oh, good. Now that I get to show you what that looks like. See? Breaking up way more than we want it to do, so that's not good. So let's just squish it out a little bit. Yep, smooth it out. Perfecto. All right, a little bit in here. Okay. Nice. Right. Smash it down. Hold onto it from the top. It'll come out this side. Okay, coming out. Great. Okay, now I'm going to put it on the third one. No, yeah, third one. Okay. And I'm going to put it in again. Okay. Here we go. Now it's getting thinner. And this is where it's great to have 2 hands if you have a helper. But look how nicely that's coming out, even though it looked a little bit rough on one side. You see how it's looking a little bit kind of, excuse me, dimply on one side, but it's lovely and smooth by the time it comes out this end. Okay. And now I'm going to do it on the 4th one. 4th, yeah. Okay. Good and long. And here it goes. Trying to do it kind of evenly so that it does not tear. Take some of this out, put it out here. Okay. Yeah, still going in. Oh, this is looking really good. I can't believe the one I'm doing for the camera is maybe the best I've ever done. Okay. Now I'll pull this out a little bit more. Okay. See, it's stronger than you think it is. And you know what? If it breaks up, so what? Widen up the thing again, put it back on 3 or 2. Just keep going. Okay, now we're going to put it on 5. No. Now we're going to do it. Yeah. No. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it on the fettuccine one. Now, you have to look and see. So this does have different holes in it. So the next thing I'm going to do is put it, this could be the spaghetti hole, and this is the fettuccine hole. And I really just like the fettuccine. Okay, now, get this back again. And, let's see, maybe put it further over this way, so you'll be able to see it coming out the other side. And remember, I only did it on 4, and if you're brave enough to do it on 5, then okay, good. Okay, here it comes. And now we're making the fettuccine. And let's let it go off the side. And if it falls down and breaks up, so what? We do not care. Okay, here it comes out. And let's do this. Yep, need another hand. really well. Okay. And some it's breaking off. I don't care. And I think what I'll do is go ahead and hang this, breaking it off like this. And I'm going to hang it over this chair to let it start to dry like this. Yes, you see it's hanging on the chair. Yes, it is. And this one and this one. Okay, those are here. They'll dry. All right. Now into this. This one will dry too. Let's get these separated. Yep. They have to be separated so they'll dry, right? Yes, they do. Okay. Can you see that? No, you can't. All right, so I'll make it a little bit more like this. You can see the whole process. All right. Down it goes. Keep it going. Okay. Roll it out this way. And Bob's your uncle. It's perfect. That's amazing. Okay. They look great. Now, we'll do the next one. This time, remember, we put it back here. And we put it on number 1. And if some of them fall on the floor, don't worry, because I did just mop the floor for this very occasion. All right. Now, soften this up. Just mash it a little bit more. Okay. Do this. Put a little bit of this back in here. Okay. Push this back a tiny bit so you can see better. All right. Mashing it like that. And here we go. Now it's on the number 1 again. Okay. Let's see. Yep, this has been sitting just that much longer, been resting just that much longer, and it's very happy about it. So I'll fold this over and push this in, but it kind of doesn't need it too much. Yep, I'm going to do a little bit more flour, okay, like this. All right, and pulling it out. And now I'm going to put it on number 2, okay, and it looks like this. See, kind of dimply, not wonderful. And, you know, you can have some Job's comforters sitting around the kitchen with you, and invariably they'll go, oh, it's not going to work. Oh, here, it's not going to work. Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe you're doing this because it's not going to work. And of course it works. All right, 3. And what's the worst that can happen? You do it again. Okay, here it comes. Getting really nice and smooth now. 3. Okay. And 4. Now you'll notice that I just used regular flour. A lot of people like winter flour, Durham flour, but I kind of don't. It kind of makes for tougher, stronger. It definitely makes for stronger pasta. But I really like white flour, even though I know it's processed and all that. But I think it makes for the most elegant, delicate pasta, and the flavor is just unbeatable. It is incredible. Okay, now I've done this on number, let's turn it like this so you can sort of see it better for this part. Yep, okay, and now we're going to do number 5, okay, which is a little bit more than we did last time. This is really thin. Let's see how it does. Okay, if it doesn't do well, I'm just going to fold it up, put it back to 4, and do it again. Okay. There we go. Now, pull this out. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, Harry. Well done, you. Okay. Still coming out. And again with one hand. Where are those assistants? Okay. I have trained my granddaughters to do this with me. And they now are good enough at it that they can do it themselves. They started doing it when they were 4 and 6. And, okay, nice and long. Really, really long. See? Makes a ton. Okay, pull this out. Okay, now I do not see any reason to show off and do that whole thing, that length, because I don't have a helper. So I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut it in half. I do it in a tidy way though. It's not that tidy. Ooh, that wasn't tidy at all. Okay. So now, this is now going to go back on the fettuccine one. Now I'll turn it like this so you can see it come out on the stool. Okay. It's kind of folding up on itself. That might be part of the problem with doing it as a number 5. All right, let's see. But you can untangle it a little bit. Oh shoot, who cares? Okay, here it goes. Putting this in. The squeak is so bad. It makes time to oil the machine. All right. It's going to be like this. And see, it's folding up on itself. So let's get that unfolded. We won't make that much difference. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we put this, hang it again on the chair. Notice I have paper towels everywhere. Thanks to the coronavirus, I don't have enough room to store all the things I need. Shoot, let's make this do this. All right, anyway, this will be like this. You can see, it goes over the chair. And this one is not perfect. And I don't care about the ones on the floor. I'm going to pick them up anyway. Okay, this can go here. Okay, we've got one to go. And, no, we have more than one. We have this one, which we put aside. And it's become a little bit tangled on itself. So let me just put it right through one more time. Okay. Do this. Don't like the looks of that quite as much. All right, let's put it through. Okay. Okay. Yep. It's doing just fine. All right. Now onto the fettuccine side of it. Good work. Drop the handle. Okay. Move the machine so you can see. Okay. Nope. Move it like this. Like this. Okay. Now into the fettuccine part. Back over the chair. Kind of doesn't matter if they all get on top of each other, but it does matter if they touch, because they need to be, when they cook, they need to be separated enough. So kind of pull those apart. Okay, and now a few more on the chair. They'll be fine. Now let's do this. All right, one more. Now, this one should be fabulous because it's been resting forever. I just have it practically had an actual nap. Right. Oh, rested and perky pasta, just what you want. Right, here we go. And this goes like this. Put it on the number 1. Look at that. I mean, it really, you can tell it's rested. That's really amazing to me. Okay. And although it's dimply, you see, it's going to get better. Number 2. Okay. And next, number, nope, not that, 3. Yep. My arm out of the camera. And Finally, 5. No, that was 5. Ooh, let's see what happens if we do it on 6. So exciting. Okay. Now, okay. Really squishing it. Really, really, really squishing it. Oh, gross. No, not a good idea at all. Look what it did. Turned sort of to terrible. All right, so we're going to pull this back again, and we're going to put it back on. Oh, let's put it back on 3, I think. Yeah, there we go. That'll be fine. All right. All right. Here comes 3. There's something weird down there. Okay. Yep. That scared it to death, that 6. All right, now it's going to have to, I think we're going to start this over again to see what it did. It just totally messed it up. And that was my best one. So, we're going to squish it. We're going to turn it to 1. We're going to make sure that it doesn't have any of that stuff still on it. Yep. All right, off of the bottom. And this is a good thing, though, in a cooking show, always, because then you can see what to do if anything messes up. No problem at all. Pasta's very forgiving. Okay, let's do it again. 1. Try not to get into a hurry. Okay. Here comes 1. And it's gotten dimply, so let's put it together again. Okay. Yep. Put a little more flour in here. Right. Put it through again. Still on 1. Okay. Note to self, don't try to show off just because you're on camera. Okay. And this one. It's looking very strange. Okay, let's do this. Do it again. You're going, oh no. We're going to be watching this video all day. It's very good for you to learn these things. Okay, now, there we go. Slowly bringing it out. Now, that's okay. Still dimply. But I'm going to go ahead and put it on number 2. Okay, dimply, not good looking. Now here comes number 2. All right, coming out looking a lot better. Okay. Yep. Okay. Number 3. It's looking great again. This time we won't do anything with that dreadful 6. Okay. Goes in like that. Okay. Now for 4. Okay. This way. Oh, nice and smooth. Very nice and smooth. Okay. Okay. Terrific. Okay. And this time we're going to do 5. And this is as tiny as it goes. We've learned our lesson. Wonderful machine or not. Gently going into 5. probably should have floured it a little, but I think it's okay. Okay. Yep. Looking okay. Very long. And very elastic. Okay, pull this out this way. And let you see, that does curl up on itself a bit, but that's okay. Okay, now this way. Okay. Coming this way. Right. And stretching it out even more. Get out of the way of all these other cooking things. Okay. Come on. Straighten out. Okay. Okay. Really long. Whoa, really long. Okay. Whoops. Okay, last of it. Here we go. Definitely not going to try to do that. So I'm going to cut this into 3 pieces. All right. And so I'm going to get a better knife for one thing. Definitely a clean knife. And a clean knife like that, sharp knife. Okay. Now, here goes the fettuccine. Over the chair. Those other bits are getting dry, so this can kind of go on top of it, no problem. Right. Great. And here we go with this one. Great. And the ones on the chair. No problem. Oh, the ones on the floor are gone because Virgil has been through and he's had his share. All right. Now, we're on the chair. He's very excited. He thinks lots more is going to fall, which it might. Right. And these little bits down here. This is fine. Okay. So, we're going to let those dry a little bit and do a little tidying. And as we get closer to dinner time, I'm going to make the Fettuccine al Burro part of it. Boil the water and whip up the butter and tell you everything that I'm doing about that. And for now, I'll give you a little break. So now we're going to cream the butter and get it ready for the hot pastas. What we're going to do is we cream 1/4 pound of the softened butter. It says beating it vigorously, but I'm not going to be all that vigorous about it. The main thing is it's just going to be kind of creamed up. And after we get that done, we're going to put it, it says also say use a wooden spoon, but I'm not doing that. I'm using a fork because I think it's easier for it to go through the tines. And we're going to push it against this And then we're going to add, obviously if we had this in a bowl going fast, that would be great, but we don't, and it's not going to make that much difference. It's going to be fine just the way it is. Now we're going to put in a little bit of cream. Mix this together. Yep. Okay. And we're going to make this nice creamy mess, which is going to be beaten in a few minutes with a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. It's not really grated, it's kind of shredded. That's fine too. Okay, putting all this together. Yep. Looks fine. Okay, now if I were not going to be using this immediately, I would put it in the refrigerator and it would be ready for me to get out and let turn to room temperature. But I am going to be eating it pretty soon. So I'm going to just let it sit here for a little while on the counter. It'll be no problem at all. In fact, it'll get softer and softer, and that'll be great. And then I'm going to boil the fettuccine and put the bowl that I'm going to use, I'm going to put it into the oven for a little while, then warm it up. Then I'll drain the fettuccine and I'll toss this all into it. Okay. Next, we're going to, the next thing we do, no, I'm going to wait on the nutmeg. Okay, we're going to put a teeny bit, just a teeny touch of nutmeg in right before we serve it. So it'll be just the tiniest bit. All you do is you use this tiny little grater and you just kind of go, and that's about it. Actually, you know what? I think let's do it right now. Let's just put it in, then we'll be done. Especially if you're having this for a dinner party, so maybe a third one. There, that's good enough. Okay. And we put it back in its little jar. Yes. Which seems to have come from France. Okay. And a little bit more of this. That is still here. Okay, a little bit more left. Right. We'll just set that aside. That should be fine. All right. And now, to take a break, have a drink with friends, and then come back and toss it all together. I'm going to boil the fettuccine. Be back. Okay, without boring you, I started the water boiling. So now we're going to put in the pasta. Are you ready? Here it goes. Now look, so I took it off. I unpeeled it from the chair. And can you see it going in? Yes, you can. Okay, so here goes some more. Okay, all going in. Now, I notice that a lot of people say, don't do this all at once. I don't understand that. If you've got a big enough pot and you've got enough water, it should be fine. Okay, here it all goes. Now, and just get it started. Now, because it's fresh, it's probably going to just take 5 minutes, but I'm really going to check it at 3 minutes. So I'm going to put the timer on for about 3 minutes. Okay, that should be fine. And we're going to throw it on the wall because we're going to see, because if it sticks to the wall, then it's done. And let's see what it does. Okay, that's going to be fun. Okay, I'm cooking that, and I've got a fork to put in there. Now I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in. Okay, olive oil, and I'm going to put a little bit of salt in the water, just a touch, just a touch. Okay, that's enough. Okay. Now, you said it, we've got about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, and I am, meanwhile, putting in I put the bowl already in the oven at 250, so it's going to be very nice and warm. And where's my trivet? Oh, here's my trivet. Okay. So I'm going to put it here. This is going to be for the salad. All right. Trivet's going to be here. I think I'll go ahead and take this out. And you remember I told you, remember I said that this is going to be, that it would sit here and it would get softer and softer and softer. So look, it has. It's absolutely terrific. So the recipe says we're going to put it into the bowl. We're going to serve a large serving bowl, a casserole, 250. Well, we've done that, and we're going to drop the fettuccine. We put the fettuccine in, and we're going to drain it, and then we're going to throw it all into the hot serving bowl. Okay, we're getting there. Now let's see if this is ready. You can just hear me talking, and I'm going to just get a little piece out. Let's see. Okay. Now it's only been about a minute and 52 seconds. All right. Now you can see me. I have a little bit of it. Now let's throw it on the wall. Wait a minute. Oh, that's not so great. Okay. Oh, it landed on the cabinet. Wait a minute. So you can see it landed. Wait a minute. I'm not sure I can make my camera see it. Okay, there we go. Wait, can you see it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, it's done. All right, so we're going to take it off, and we're going to drain it here. You can hear it draining. I'm going to turn this around so you can see what I've done. I have just drained it. Okay. Perfecto. All right, now I'm going to pull the bowl out. The bowl is going to come out of the oven. And where's my trivet? Right here. Turn off the oven. Here we go. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to pour pasta in here. Okay. Looks great. Woo, looks really great. All right, now. Okay. Yep. Put some hot pasta in the bowl. Make sure that all of it's out. Okay. Woo, yummy, yummy, yummy. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, where is the fork? Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Ooh, yum. Okay. Delicious. Remember, it's got a little bit of nutmeg, and it's got mostly butter, and it's got some cream. Yes. Ooh, it looks really good. Looks really, really good. Oh my gosh. Okay. And I think it needs some more, of course, pepper. Where's the pepper? Yep. Oh, turn up the light so you can see it. Okay. Oh, yummy. Right. Okay. Delicious. Okay. Now, Fettuccine Alfredo, they almost always add a little water. But I think that's bizarre. Why would you add water? I mean, it's already pretty great. It's about perfect. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of parsley just because it looks great. Okay, it's perfect. It's perfect. Oh my gosh, it looks great. Okay, and now next I'm going to take a little bite. Oh, okay. Before it actually gets to the table. Oh my gosh, it looks wonderful. Okay. Mm-hmm. I cannot tell you how fragile and light and elegant this pasta is, made with just plain old processed flour. No more. It's just superb. And all it has in it is butter, a little cream, a little nutmeg. You know what? I'm thinking a teeny bit more nutmeg. Where's my nutmeg? There it is. Just think. It could be good. All right. Put a little nutmeg. Okay, that's good. That's enough. super hot bowl that's come out of the oven. So, there we go. A teeny bit more. Ooh. Okay, a little bit more parsley. Delicious. Okay. And this is Harriet's Florida Kitchen saying goodnight. I'm about to have pasta and you're not. Bye.